Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest tonight is a king. She's Melissa King, the president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And Melissa, it's good to see you. What a wonderful thing you and the people on the board are doing in memory of Dolores. Tell us something about Dolores and her wonderful service to the community.
Well, she was my aunt, and she worked for Cumberland County Homemakers for 20 years.
What a great group.
So she cared for patients most of her life until she became ill herself, which is why part of our mission statement is that we're continuing her legacy one patient at a time.
That's wonderful, yeah. She's working at a great organization. It's really right down on Buck Street. It was in Millville, and they did so many great things, and they still do for people that just can't get out, need help and assistance and all of that type of situation. So your Aunt Dolores, when did they discover that she had a problem? About what year?
She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2005, 2006, right around in that time. And she passed in April of 20.
So she had about 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. I mean, I don't know the quality of the life at that period of time, but she fought. She was a fighter.
Oh, she for sure was a fighter.
Wow.
For sure, right up until the end, and it was a quick pass. 2 weeks prior to her being, passing, she looked perfectly fine. She was walking, talking, and everything.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Really. And so it's been, when did you say, 2020?
Yes,
so
April of 20.
Been a couple of years now. In fact, this month is 2-year anniversary, I guess, right?
April will be.
April 20th, not February. Yeah. Yeah, and now does she have a husband?
She's married, and she had 3 children. She now has 3 grandchildren. So
did she get to see the grandchildren?
She got to see her oldest granddaughter.
Oh, that was good.
Yes.
And did she grow up in Vineland?
She did. She was born and raised in Vineland, and then she moved to Millville when she married her husband in the late 90s.
Was her husband's name Romereo? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And what was her maiden name?
Her maiden name is Siciliano.
Good Italian girl.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, did she go to Sacred Heart like you did?
No, she didn't go to Sacred Heart. She was a Vineland High School graduate.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about you growing up.
So growing up, I went all through Catholic school, went to St. Francis, went to Sacred Heart. I graduated in 2003. I went on to college, but then I met my husband, and the rest is history. I met a boy, fell in love, and sailed off into the sunset.
That's all you could ever ask for.
That's it, but we've been married now for 15 years, and when my aunt passed, we decided that we wanted to do something for the community that we call home. Even though he's military and we've lived in a lot of places, Cumberland County is always our home.
Sure, yeah.
And so when she was in need of help with financial bills and medications and things, people stepped in to help her. And so we knew that there was a need for that community. And so we said, let's bring a little bit of light to that community, and let's start an organization in her name where we are able to help the community that we grew up in. Because if she needed it, the chances are other people are out there needing it too.
And while we're doing the program several times, I want to mention what's happening this Saturday. I want you to tell everybody what's happening Saturday night and where they can get the tickets.
Sure. So this Saturday we are holding our 2nd annual Teal Butterfly Charity Gala, and it helps to raise funds to support local cancer patients. It's going to be held at Eastland Golf Course. Tickets are $50 per person. We have a surf and turf menu planned.
Wow.
We have 50-50 in raffles, and Anthony Gambino Entertainment, along with our turnkey photo booth. He will be there as well. We have professional photographers all around to take family portraits, but everything, all of the funds that we raise that evening will be helping local cancer patients cover medication, treatments, transportation to their treatments.
That's fantastic. It really is.
Yes.
Boy, I saw the flyer and I thought, wow, $50 is reasonable. And then I saw Surf and Turf, and I thought, wow, that's really reasonable.
Yes, Rob Bono at the Eastland Golf Course has been amazing in helping us plan it from start to finish. He's had his finger in it the whole time. He's like, no, this is what you've got to do. This is how I'm going to help you. He's an amazing person.
Yeah, he does a lot of great things out there. It's a beautiful facility,
It
as you're well aware. So you're fortunate to be able to have it at Eastland, and that'll be a wonderful situation for people to be able to come out. Now, one of the things I saw, and in fact, I've got some that I need to get to you, is like walkers and canes and things that people need. I did see you accept those. Is that
We
correct?
do. So since COVID, something that has limited hospice is that they're unable to take back certain items after a person passes.
I gotcha.
And so then they're just discarded or given to a Goodwill. And there are so many people who can't afford those things out of pocket.
Right.
So we started a lending locker. And we have things like hospital beds, Hoyer lifts, commodes, you name it, we have it. Or I can get my hands on it due to the resources that we have and connections that we have made with the community. And we lend them out for free. We just ask that when you're finished with them, you donate them back so then we can help to pass them on to other people.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
How's this lending locker? Would they go to Vineland, or they just call and somebody
They
brings
just
it to
call us, let us know that they need it. We make the arrangements to have it delivered if they
that's
need it
super.
delivered, or
Right.
someone can pick it up.
Right.
But they can call our office anytime, Monday through Friday.
What's the number?
609-600-7532.
I did see that number somewhere. I called. That's what I called. 609-600-7532. And it's the Dolores Romereo Foundation, 616 East Landis Avenue in Vineland. And that's wonderful. You have all those items that people may need, commodes and just things like that, to provide. Because a lot of times, first of all, hopefully they don't need it for a long period of time, like a hospital bed, but they're awfully expensive to purchase or to rent, and that's taxing on the people, because if they've got cancer that's keeping them at home, it means they're not working and their income is being cut, I'm sure,
Exactly.
quite a bit as well. So this was wonderful that you started this for Dolores, and I know we talked about there is a board of directors. Can you tell us who the people are? That are on the
Sure.
board?
So our vice president is Elton King. That's my husband. He also is our grant operations manager.
Oh, super.
So he works a lot with local organizations and companies for grants and sponsorships for us. Dawn Taylor is our secretary. Alyssa Concepcion is our treasurer. And then we have our board of directors is Margaret Martinez, Florence Pope, Nicole Tetzloff, Morris Taylor, Tracy Margato, Lisa Ojeda, Maggie DeSuze, Katie Siciliano, Lourdes Sierra, and Paul Pope.
Well, it sounds like 12 wonderful people.
They are. They're amazing. We work together as a team on everything. We break the jobs up so that we can continue to host community events throughout the year. That's how we raise our funding for our cause.
And this is how many years into the...
So we are almost at our 2-year
Well, that's
anniversary.
right. April's when she passed,
Yeah.
2 years. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Had you started just about the time that Dolores passed?
So she passed in April of 20, and we couldn't have a funeral service for her. And so in April of 21, we had a memorial service. And that was when a friend of
that's because
hers
of COVID. I'm
came
sorry,
to us and
Right.
said that my aunt was being troubled with large amounts of bills, and she didn't want to pass and leave them for her family. And so that friend called in a favor to a local insurance agency, and they intercepted and they paid off all the bills for her.
That was wonderful.
And so with such a kind gesture being bestowed on my aunt, we decided in 21 that we were going to start this foundation. And so we started everything in July of 21.
Was that agency in Millville by any chance?
Actually, it was.
Yeah, I think I know who it is. That guy is one of the most wonderful, giving people that you'll ever meet in the world. So I'm not surprised that, that is nice. And folks, just what Melissa was just saying, these are things you want to think about and look at when it comes time to getting insurance or banking or whatever you're doing. Look at the small business people that give to the community, that give back to the community. That's where you want to put your resources. Like, yeah, you can go to a big box store, but you don't see the big box store sponsoring the Little League team or the soccer team or the midget football team or any of that stuff. You see Latour Hardware, you see Wallace Supply, you see Ace Plumbing, you see, in that field. And in Millville, you've got Greg Erber with Howe Hardware. I try to patronize, and what Melissa's talking about, that insurance agency, I patronize them because they're wonderful people. They give back to the community, and they care. And boy, if everybody did that, wouldn't it be a wonderful world?
It would be.
It really would. And fortunately, you and your husband and all those wonderful people you just mentioned are giving back in memory of your Aunt Dolores, who sounds like she had to be a great lady to be working in the home or health aid program. I was trying to think of the woman that would have been her boss, who's also a sweetheart.
Paula Ring
That's
was there.
It. Thank you. Well, you know everything. Yeah, Paula was a sweetie. Yeah, and that it was like we said, it was right on Buck Street, not far from this insurance company, if I remember correctly, too. But a nice location right on the river there and on High Street. And boy, you know what though? Lately, I have lost an awful lot of friends to cancer. It's just been unbelievable. And I don't know, what. A friend of mine had pancreatic cancer. He did make it for almost 3 years. I had another friend of mine who was he was my partner in the Clover cable business many years ago. And this guy, honest to goodness, Melissa, he never smoked, never drank, exercised, ate well, and all that. He got pancreatic cancer. Within 6 to 8 weeks, he was dead. And in fact, we even went to Padre Pio and prayed and everything. But pancreatic cancer, except for my friend Larry, who did make it 3 years with it, is usually very quick and all that. I've had cancer twice, luckily. It's been found and it's been radiated or removed or whatever needs to be done. But boy, when you think about it, one of my best friends, Jim, just died recently from cancer also. It's very, very prevalent. I don't know, is it in the water? But I think a lot of it, when I have doctors on the show with me, they talk about how important it is that you don't smoke, and my buddy, he got pancreatic, he didn't smoke, but that's one of the things that can cause lung cancer and things like that. So, I guess being healthy and trying to, watch what you eat and all that is very, very important. But, boy, it's heartbreaking. I just heard of somebody else today. I won't mention who it is, but they've got a big tumor. I went, oh, no. And we just really been losing an awful lot of people lately to cancer. So thank you and your organization for helping along the way, making some payments for them, providing them with the equipment that they need. And I tell you what, there's nothing more valuable than a hospital bed when you're down, because it gives you all the benefits of coming up some, or wherever you need to, or however you need to try to sleep. And in fact, I remember when I had a major operation on my shoulder, the Elks of Millville lent me a hospital bed, and boy, it was worth its weight in gold, as it is. And folks, the same thing here. If you're getting, a hospital bed, for instance, through the Dolores Romereo Foundation, the nice thing to do is to make a donation, even though you don't have to. But maybe give $100 to the foundation because the hospital bed, just renting it would be costing you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, it's another way, if you can afford to do it. If you can't, they totally understand. That's what they're there for. As a charity, they're not looking to make money. They're looking to help people. We'll be back with our guest, who is Melissa King, the president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And we'll do all that right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
I'm Brian Lankin, third generation business owner, Al Shoes, been at the same location since 1961, our 61st year. We specialize in work boots, work shoes, orthopedic shoes, baby walking shoes, and school shoes. We go up to a men's 17 and a woman's 13. It's $5 off 25 and 10 off 100 if you mention that you've seen this.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Our special guest is Melissa King, president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And during the break, Melissa was talking about all the people who help sponsor a lot of the events. And some of the sponsors, and this guy I see everywhere, State Farm Insurance, Scalzi, right?
David Scales.
Scales, right. And we have my favorite mayor, A.R. Finucci's business. It's A.R. Finucci Real Estate. Robert Odorizzi, who's a great guy, one of the other supporters. Premier Orthopedics, I guess it is. Is that Premier?
It's Premier Outdoor Media. So they actually sponsored us with a billboard this year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And is this the Sheriff's Department?
This is the Cumberland County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Robert Ostino.
Right, yeah.
And then David Scales, of course, with State Farm, DeSoto Jewelers, and DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home. They all sponsored our gala this year.
Oh, that's nice. So the one on Saturday night is being sponsored by them? Yep. In fact, I spent a lot of time with Skip Luisi. I've gone to his funeral. What a beautiful funeral. He is one of our sponsors, too, folks. So if you see the commercial, you know what I'm talking about. It's beautifully landscaped. It's a phenomenal building inside. And Skip is such a great guy. And unfortunately, I've spent two long, well, one was an afternoon and one was an evening there because I had a couple of friends who passed away. But just a really fantastic facility. So, you know, that's some place that we're important. And DeSoto Jewelers, he is such a good guy. And should be a good time of the year for him, Valentine's Day, right? I would hope. I guess Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Mother's Day, maybe those times of the year are good. I know for florists, they're the time of the year, especially for Valentine's Day. They do a tremendous business as well, so they probably like to have more Valentines. But thank you to all of those. And Premier Outdoor Signage?
Premier Outdoor Media.
Media, okay.
Yeah. They sponsored us with 2 billboards this year to help us advertise not only our cause, but also our gala to help us bring in sales for that.
That's great.
In an effort to help us raise our funding.
That's really good. So you did say you have entertainment at the gala, right?
We do. We do. Anthony Gambino Entertainment. If you've ever participated with any of the City of Vineland events, he does like Taste of Vineland. He has done the car show, Cruise Down Memory Lane. He does music for them. He does a lot of the Vineland City events. And so he was actually referred to us through someone who works for the Avenue. And I called him, and he said, you know what, cancer has ripped through my family, and so I want to donate my services to your gala.
Nice?
And I've already gone to a few events with him, so I knew his work.
Right.
And I said, absolutely, I will take you for our gala. That's amazing. Thank you. So
that's fantastic. Well, it just shows that the people do care. They really do have a heart and want to give back, and to your aunt. She's your aunt, right?
Yes.
Aunt Dolores. And, people that have suffered with cancer. And it makes us all think about, the family members we've lost with cancer. I just had a friend, she died 25 years ago of breast cancer last month, a few days, 25th, I think, of January. So, it strikes just about everybody. It really does. So, again, try to be careful with healthy eating and not smoking and that type of thing that, will help keep you in better shape. But it's a devastating disease, that's for sure. Wow. But your Aunt Dolores I didn't know her, but she must have been a special angel to do what she was doing with homemakers and caring about people.
She was. Yeah. She was a very special lady.
So where do you get this great personality from?
I'd have to say I'd probably get it from her. She was the life of the party, no matter where
really? Okay.
She was very easy to talk to. She always would make conversation, no matter where she would be at, whether it was the doctor's office or a park or wherever. She'd always leave there knowing the person who was sitting next to her. So I would have to say I'd probably get my outgoing personality from her.
I did see, or maybe I didn't, I didn't start at the top, but two super people, Paul Ritter of Cumberland Mutual is one of the charity sponsors, and tell you what, there's one of the nicest men you'd ever meet in your life, and a guy that I think the world of, Bob Connor, the William R. Mintz Agency, are just fantastic. That whole agency, all the people, that's where I go and have all my insurance done, and all the people that work there, Rob and Jay and Mike Toscano and Lil and Melissa, and there's all kinds.
There are insurance companies
Casey,
too for the foundation. They're amazing.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Casey Young is there. I mean, they're just super people. And again, they're the people that give to help the community, and that's what's really nice. And all of those that we mentioned, take our hats off to every one of the ones that we talked about, because they're doing this to help others. They're not doing it, for themselves. So they really do care a lot about helping other people. And you have other things coming up, don't you, after this?
We do.
event?
So if you go onto our website, www.thedoloresromerofoundation.com, you can go to our events page, and you will find all of our events that we have scheduled from now until the end of the year. We do at least one event a month, and we have our scholarship program coming up. For that event will be in March on the 25th. It's going to be held at Kingpin Bowling Alley, and it's $20 per person. That includes your shoe rental, 2 games, and a meal.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
That's great.
And to bowl there on a regular Saturday afternoon, it would be $14. So for $6 more, you're going to get the meal included. And all of the money comes to our foundation so that we're able to offer a scholarship to a graduating Vineland High School student who's been affected by cancer.
It's funny. I was just going to say, how about a graduating Sacred Heart student? But there is no Sacred Heart school
There is no
anymore.
Sacred Heart
unfortunately.
anymore.
No.
I wish there was.
Oh, geez, tell me about it. You did too, didn't you? No, you went to St. Francis. I went to St. Mary Magdalene in Millville, and as you know, St. Francis was close to your heart, and one of your nuns went to school with me, Sister Judith, at St. Mary Magdalene, and I was very lucky. I was the mayor at the time. And unfortunately, that's when they closed down St. Mary Magdalene in Millville. And the priest asked me to come, Father Paul. And I went, and he wasn't able to make it, so I had to handle the closing ceremonies of the school, which was special because I had gone there all 8 years myself. But it was sad to see the school, not be able to operate. And boy, people wonder, well, what's happening? Why can't the Catholic schools keep going? You got to realize, folks, unfortunately, there aren't a lot of nuns anymore. When you went, probably even too, especially when I went to school, there were lots of nuns, and the nuns did not charge. The nuns were given housing and food and things like that, but they were there to dedicate their lives to the children, and we were lucky. So there was no tuition at that time when I was going. I'm sure there probably was when you went, but then they started having to blend from the nuns to some lay people, so that once you had to bring on lay people to do teaching, they had to be paid. They couldn't just not do it for free. So that's when the tuition started again, and I guess that's probably what put a lot of the schools, especially the high schools. St. Joe is now an academy. It's not a Catholic high school. And Sacred Heart, which I love Sacred Heart. I did all their games on the radio for many years, and Mr. Jones was one of my buddies. You said he was friends with you. You liked him too, right? Although, tell everybody who your favorite teacher
My
was.
favorite teacher was Mr. Sean Dugan. He was our history teacher. He just was a special guy.
It's funny, my favorite teacher was a history teacher too, John Barbos. He just brought history alive. He just had that way about them. And we did a show recently on who your favorite teacher was, and it was interesting. We had a lot of nice people that were mentioned and dedicated their lives to education. And boy, it's talking about dedicating your life to education. The nuns truly did that. That was their life, and I don't know. I guess, you had the Sisters of Mercy also, like the Villa, the Daughters of Mercy, right? Yeah, that's what we had, because there's St. Joe's nuns and IMAC nuns, but we had Daughters of Mercy. I never, ever found them to be mean. I never got my knuckles hit, people over that kind of stuff. I love those people. They, to me, made me what I am today. I respected them. They respected me. I did very, very well in school, and just loved being there with them. And I don't think you'll ever find nicer people in the world than a nun. And Margie, her sister Judith, she went to school with me. In fact, I'll tell you what, my class that graduated, of my class, 4 of them became nuns. Sister Judith, Sister Danielle, I don't know what Sister Ann's, her name was Ann McKeon. She was a nun, and Frances Libby. So we had 4, and in the class before we had Sister Danielle. So there were 5 young ladies who went to Daughters of Mercy Academy and were teachers. And you even still knew Sister Judith from that period of time. But just the nice, she had such a great sense of humor too. She was so fun to be around. And I did run an event a couple of years ago where I invited all the St. Mary Magdalene kids, that graduated like in the last 20 years or something, or 30, well, whatever. But we had a lot of the older people come, and she came, and it was good to see her. And, we'll just be able to share time. And there's a woman who's had physical disabilities, but still, gets around, uses her walker, and all of that stuff. So we're fortunate there, and you were fortunate, and now you're giving back to the community. That's wonderful to be able to do this. So the Kingpin bowling tournament is when?
It's going to be on March 25th.
Okay, so that's coming up in about 5 or 6 weeks, 5 weeks. And then do you have something planned after that?
So then after that, we have our Egg My Yard event. It's an Easter event.
Oh, that's nice.
We send out flyers through Millville and Vineland schools, and parents can call in and book appointments with us. We're going to be doing 2 weekends this year. And what we do is we'll put the eggs out in the yard so the kids don't see who's placing the eggs. Parents don't have to worry about their kids peeking out the windows asking, what are you doing out there? What are you doing out there? So we come in, we sneak around and put the eggs around. And you can also pay an additional fee to have an Easter bunny come and visit with your children for 30 minutes during that session. So we have different packages, and the flyer for that is on our website as well.
That sounds like fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then
really
we
nice.
also have a bus trip to Baltimore Inlet Harbor on April the 22nd.
Oh, no kidding. That's
Yes.
a beautiful area to be able to go to that. That's nice. That was really, so you got a lot of good things coming up.
We do. Our board works very hard in planning events throughout the community. We like to be able to give families a way of having good, old-fashioned, wholesome fun without having to worry about the kids just running around and getting into trouble. So we feel if we can provide these little events, we also are going to be hosting a mother-son sneaker ball in May and a father-daughter butterfly kisses dance in June.
I see the gala.
Yeah. All of our events are on our Facebook page and on our website. I can only think up until June right now what events we have planned, but I know that we have events planned throughout the year. We did a very successful breakfast with Santa this year, so that's going to be coming back again at the end of the year. And then every year in November, because November was Dolores' birthday month, we hold a Teal on Tap at Sidelines right here in Millville.
Sure. Yeah.
And at almost every event, there are raffle baskets and 50-50s. And we usually have 30-plus baskets that are donated to us at each event.
Wow.
So.
Boy, I tell you what, as a person who likes Rita's water ice, tell them about that deal.
Yeah, the Rita's water ice it's a great deal. It was good for 2 years, so it's good until the end of 24. They're only $5, and you get 10% off your total purchase when you present the card at any participating Rita's, and they're good nationwide.
Wow, no
Yes.
kidding. Jeez, that's fantastic.
I used them on a road trip to California last summer. My sister who lives in California uses them out there. So they've been tested and proven it is nationwide. You can use them anywhere.
That's fantastic. And of course, we have several Ritas in the area. So, what the heck, for $5, can't beat that. 10% off after you spent $50, you got your $5 back. And if you take the kids with you, you're going to knock that off twice
Right.
within two trips. And that's really good food and very nice to be able to do. We're talking with Melissa King, who's the president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation in Vineland, and we'll be back with Melissa right after these messages.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Vineland, New Jersey is a place rich in innovation and deeply rooted in hometown traditions. The city's agricultural legacy, where brands like Welch's and Progresso originated, lives on today alongside companies producing the critical pharmaceutical packaging we depend on. While Vineland continues to grow, it retains a quality of life enriched by cultural diversity and an abundance of nature's playgrounds to enjoy.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. We have something for everyone at vinelandcity.org.
Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest this evening is Melissa King, who is the president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And during the break, Melissa and I were talking about how young your aunt was. Wow, when she passed away.
Yes, she was only 48 when she passed. She was late 30s when she was diagnosed. But 48, it was...
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did she grow up in Millville or Vineland?
She grew up in Vineland, but she moved to Millville in late 90s when she married her husband.
And her husband?
He was a truck driver. Well, he is a truck driver for a local trucking company.
Do they have children?
They do. They had 3 children. Well, they had 2 together, and she had 1 from a previous relationship. But he was raised with her husband.
Right,
so.
Yeah. Dad to all 3.
Yes.
That's nice. And you have 4?
I have 4 children, yes.
I was saying earlier, she's a good Catholic woman, that's for sure. So
I have 4 children.
That's wonderful. Tell us about your kids.
My kids range from 14 down to 4 years old. And I have 3 girls and a boy. And they're homeschooled. We're military family, so my husband being active Marine, we travel a lot, both because of being relocated, and then he's stationed currently at the Pentagon, and I run this foundation up here, so we travel a lot. So the kids have to be able to be mobile with their school.
Yeah, I forgot about that as well. And you have so much energy, so you're the teacher, you're the foundation director.
I am.
You're the mom, you're the wife, you do it all.
I do it all. My day starts at 5 a.m. and I lay down probably about 10:30 at night is usually when my day ends.
You're a better woman than I am. I could never do that. I need like 9 hours sleep. But you do have great energy, and you're blessed to be able to have a wonderful family and keep things going. And that long courtship you and your husband had must have been the reason for success.
Oh yeah, well, it was about 3 weeks we knew each other. Yeah, we met each other Christmas Eve and got married about 3 weeks later, and we've been married for 15 years and 4 kids. So it was a good choice.
I've spoken to people. A friend of mine's mom and dad, they got married like a week or 2 after they met. But sometimes you just know, it just clicks and everything just goes in place. And then you've had other people that dated for years and years, and they get married and they end up in divorce. So it doesn't necessarily go each way. It's funny, I've done over 400 weddings as the mayor of Millville. And I was just thinking about yesterday, Valentine's Day, I did one. Well, usually Valentine's Day I do at least 2 or 3, because that was a day a lot of people wanted to get married. But this one year, I think it was maybe 3 years ago, because it came up on my Facebook page as a thing that happened, and I did a wedding at the lighthouse, Morristown, Morrisburg. Oh, what the heck's? Anyway, I should know the name of the lighthouse. East Point Lighthouse. So I did one. I couldn't do it inside because they were working on it, but the couple wanted to have the wedding done at the East Point Lighthouse. So we did it outside. It was the coldest day ever, and I'll never forget that wedding. My teeth were freezing, were chattering, and they were too. But it's one I'll never forget. I'm hopefully they're happily married and doing well. But that was one of the nice things of being the mayor. You got to do weddings. I still do, because I'm mayor emeritus, so I'm able to still do weddings. And I just ran into somebody the other day, did their wedding, and unfortunately they're divorced. And I said, well, I guess it's about a lot, when you do weddings, half of them end up in divorce. So
well, Dee's parents, they just celebrated their 38th wedding anniversary. Well, it was her stepfather and her mother. They just celebrated yesterday. Was their 38th wedding anniversary.
That's great. That
so
is super.
You're right. There was a time when Valentine's Day was the big day to get married.
Yeah. Well, quite a few people on my Facebook page did get married on Valentine's Day, because I saw their anniversary. I did one, I don't know what year it was, I did 5 Valentine's Day weddings. And, so that was probably one of the more popular ones. I did a lot Christmas Eve, too. That seemed to be another popular time of the year. I had a funny incident on Christmas Eve. I did 3. I did 2 in front of the Christmas tree at High and Main. And then I had friends that wanted me to come out to their house in Holly area off 49. And so I went to the house and I knocked on the door, and they came to the door, the 2 of them going like this. Shh. So they knew something was up. They had all their friends over for a Christmas Eve party in the basement. They didn't tell them they were getting married. So they walked upstairs and they saw me and they went, "Oh my God, it's the marrying Mary. You guys are getting married?" And they said, "Yes, we are." So there was some of the nice things, the benefits to go with that. So where did you get married?
We actually got married in Las Vegas.
Oh, one of Elvis's place?
Actually, it was the Little White Wedding Chapel,
See?
which is very famous because Britney Spears, Michael Jordan, they've gotten married there. There's been several celebrities.
Well, they heard you did, so they wanted to follow.
Right. So we got married there. But it was, ironically, with our last name being King, we weren't thinking about it, but we got married on Martin Luther King, the Monday. Martin Luther King. Yeah, and so I said, well, that year it happened to fall on the day that we got married.
Oh, that's cool.
And our last name is King, so...
That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Vegas. It's a lot of fun. It's a neat place to go. And in fact, next year, the Super Bowl is going to be at Las Vegas.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's something. I may go next year. I could have gone this year. My oldest son is vice president of NBC Sports. I went to the Super Bowl in Minneapolis 5 years ago. But I just didn't feel like, going out. So somebody said it was like $3,000 for the flight, and the rooms were $1,300. And I thought, I think I'll just watch it on TV. And especially being they lost, I'm glad I didn't go. But Isaiah Pacheco, we're all proud of you from Cumberland County. He was a superstar for the Chiefs and helped them to their victory. And I have a friend, Bobby Barr, who's council president in Ocean City, and he's a big Kansas City Chief fan, and they are my second favorite team. So I said to him, well, Bobby, my number one didn't win, but your number one did, so I'm happy for you. And it was an interesting game, but it was what it was. And but they're both, I like both coaches, and I like the team, so it was nice to see. I'm just not a Dallas fan. Don't tell me you're a Dallas fan now.
Okay, I won't tell you that.
Okay, because I liked you so far. We're talking with Melissa King, who's the president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation to help people with cancer, with any type of problems they have, financial or equipment. They have plenty of that. Back to talk about some of the lending locker thing that they have as well, right after these messages.
When you want delicious food made from scratch soups and locally sourced ingredients, you head to Larry's 2 on Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey. Family owned and operated, Larry's 2 boasts one of the area's only salad bars with a great selection of fresh vegetables, rolls, dressings, and more. In their cafe, enjoy a piping hot cup of your favorite beverage made by one of their skilled baristas. Their complimentary Wi-Fi allows Larry's 2 to be the meeting destination with a friend or small group. They also offer banquet rooms that can accommodate 10 to 120 guests for any occasion. Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Call Larry's 2 today at 856-692-9001. Larry's 2 Restaurant and Cafe, located at 907 North Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
I'm Brian Lankin, third generation business owner, Al Shoes. Been at the same location since 1961, our 61st year. We specialize in work boots, work shoes, orthopedic shoes, baby walking shoes, and school shoes. We go up to a men's 17 and a woman's 13. It's $5 off 25 and 10 off 100 if you mention that you've seen this.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Melissa King, president and co-founder of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And Dolores Romereo was a homemaker who worked in Millville and did a fabulous job helping people and serving the public. And unfortunately, she got cancer and passed away 2 years ago, April. And what they're doing in her memory is helping others. And tell us a little bit more about the lending locker, how people can they bring it someplace, or should they call? Or
so any donations would have to be, we would have to be contacted first so that we can arrange for the drop-off at our office, and you would just bring it in to our office at 616 East Landis Avenue, Suite B4. Our phone number is 609-600-7532. You can give us a call at that number to set up the appointment, or you can give us a call and just say, I have this equipment, I can't bring it in myself, and we have volunteers throughout the county that will come and pick it up.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So, if you have a walker, cane, a commode, or wheelchairs, or any of those things, that's what they're there to help people that are struggling. And once you struggle, those lifts that they're giving you are just wonderful. They're priceless. What you've been able to do, Melissa, you and your board of directors, is help people that really, really need the help at that time. So that's a wonderful opportunity. And don't forget, tell everybody what's happening on Saturday night. My goodness.
Our second annual Teal Butterfly Charity Gala is this Saturday. Tickets are on sale now, $50 per person. It's going to be held at Eastland Golf Course in the Greenview Inn in East Vineland. And it will be held from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have a surf and turf menu planned with raffles, 50-50, a photo booth. Entertainment is being provided by Anthony Gambino Entertainment. And we have a professional photographer there for a more formal photo. And our decorations are being provided by Lisa's Bridal.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Lisa. Yep. And that's... and you could go online and get your tickets too.
You can. So you can give us a call, or we can help you do the purchase over the phone, or you can go online to our website and purchase tickets. Of course, tickets will not be sold at the door, just because of head counts and things like that. But yeah, you can go online or you can give us a call. We still have tickets available.
That's great. So for people that don't like to go online, you can just call the phone number and say reserve, or go stop and pick them up at 616 East Landis Avenue, Suite 4, right? Mm-hmm. What's that near?
That is near The Spot. Okay. It's like a little craft market that they have. Mm-hmm. It's across from what used to be the Amish market.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's Scar. It's not Scarpa. It's his buddy.
Mr. Scarpa works for the Avenue building, is on the corner.
Yeah.
We're kind of diagonally from them.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, opportunity, you can even stop and pick them up. You got Thursday and Friday to go, and stop at 616 East Landis Avenue. Wow. Can you imagine surf and turf for $50? Last time I had surf and turf, it was double that price. So, and you're going to see a lot of wonderful people too. I'm sure that'll be there. So you'll have a great time. Music, the photo booth, a lot of wonderful things, and give you a chance to get out and see people and have some delicious food in a very, very nice facility.
And to support a great cause.
That's the whole problem.
That's the best part of it.
You bet. Thank you. Yes, it is. It is. The reason it's the Dolores Romereo Foundation, and Dolores just passed away a couple of years ago from cancer, and this is a foundation where people who suffered with what Dolores was suffering through can reach out to her foundation and get help, financial, equipment, anything that they can do to help you. And there's been a lot of good people that are supporting the foundation on Saturday night.
Yes.
Businesses who have donated to help raise the monies and the cause for the Dolores Romereo Foundation. Mm-hmm. So what do you do for fun? I mean, you're working all the time. You're teaching.
So believe it or not, I actually find this very fun and very rewarding. Yeah. I grew up in a family that has had a lot of people stricken with cancer. Dolores was just the most recent in our family, but Dolores's oldest sister, Margie, had leukemia. Their father had osteosarcoma, and then their aunt, their uncle, their grandfather, their grandmother. It's been a long family history of it. So to be able to help people now and have the shoe be on the other foot is really rewarding. So I work on this. My husband would probably say way too much than I need to, but I will work on this all day, every day if you let me, because I'm always looking for resources. If I can't help you, I want to know that my organization can at least give you the resources to lead you to somebody else that might be able to help you. To date, we have already helped 7 people.
That's great.
In a little less than 2 years. One of our patients is actually going to be at our gala this year. I'm super excited to celebrate with her. Her and I had a phone conversation, and she said, when I get past this, I want to go on a cruise, and I'm going to have my own celebration of life. And I said, girl, when that happens, we're all gonna go as a fundraiser for the foundation. We're gonna book it. We're all gonna go, and we're gonna celebrate you and make it all about you. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's neat. That'll be
fun. But we just recently helped a gentleman from the Millville area at Christmas. He has a son that wanted very minimal, just basic necessities, socks, underwear, pajamas. And I said, he's 12. He wants something fun. What does he want? And they said, no, that's really what he asked for. So I took what my son would have wanted, and we were able to get him gifted a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that's super.
I think the little boy was probably beside himself to know that he was able to do that, or to get that. But for us, it was so rewarding because the father has stage 4 lung cancer, stage 3 rectal cancer.
Oh my goodness!
And so he's on a feeding tube. He's got a colostomy bag.
Oh my God!
So it was very rewarding to be able to give to a family who was truly in need and truly was appreciative of those services. And like I said, the patient that we're going to be celebrating with this weekend at the gala, she's coming. She has an amazing support system, but she never asks herself, why me? She has the most positive outlook on everything, and she always, sometimes I feel guilty getting off the phone with her because I feel like maybe she's counseled me instead. Maybe I didn't do my job. Maybe because I get off the phone, I feel like I feel better talking to her. She makes me want to be a better person. But she said she truly asks herself, what can I learn from this experience? Not why did this happen to me? And so it's kind of changed my mindset. When you work with people who are sick, who are faced with an illness like this, you kind of have a different sense of perspective. Because you see things from a different point of view, especially when they talk to you and they give it to you from their point. They're looking at it completely differently than the rest of us are, and you're like, I never thought to think that way. This is my one track mind. This is what I thought was going to happen. But she will change your mind like that in a conversation, and it's such a positive experience talking to her. We have had a few patients who have passed, even after we helped them. But they passed knowing that somebody helped them, and I'm glad that they knew that there were people out there like our foundation who are willing to help.
Yeah, that is wonderful. It really is. And cancer, as we all know, is so prevalent, but what a wonderful thing that Melissa and her husband and the other board members are doing in honor of her aunt, the Dolores Romereo Foundation. And don't forget, this Saturday night, phenomenal opportunity, surf and turf at the Eastland Country Club. Just give them a call at the office, 609-600-7532, and order your 2 tickets, are $50 each, but it's surf and turf for $50 each. Fabulous, fabulous. And entertainment and pictures and all kinds of things. In fact, get 4 people and get as many as you can to go out, or you can stop at 616 East Landis Avenue, and it's Suite 4, the Dolores Romereo Foundation. Grab a ticket. You won't regret it. And remember, all the profits from that ticket go to help people in need for cancer treatment or finances or all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Melissa, it was so good to meet you. God bless you and your family and all the people that are helping you with the foundation. It's a great thing that you're doing. Proud of you, and keep up that good energy.
Thank you. And if you mention Quinn Broadcasting when you're booking your tickets, for every 4 tickets, I'll give you 1 free.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. But please book tickets, folks. Get them ordered. 609-600, 609-600-7532.
Yes.
And you can stop by if you'd like at 616 East Landis Avenue. Probably give them a call. Tell them you're coming, and you can make the arrangements, and they'll give you the tickets when you come by at the foundation, Dolores Romereo Foundation, 616 East Landis Avenue in Vineland. And my guest has been the president and co-founder, Melissa King, of the Dolores Romereo Foundation. Once again, Melissa, thanks for being with us. Thank you all for joining us. And George Cuccia, thank you for producing the show this evening. We'll see you again Monday evening with another Around South Jersey. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.